CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the Tuesday, August 25th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story, the Barbados Workers Union is calling on government to investigate conditions of work for local security guards. The appeal from the General Secretary, Tony Moore, came this afternoon during a media briefing at Solidarity House to launch the union's 74th Annual Delegates Conference, which gets underway at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. She says the issue is one of 3 resolutions on the agenda of that conference, which is getting special attention from the union.
Conference will be asked to, in solidarity, call on government to launch a special inquiry into conditions of security guards and to use these findings or the findings from that inquiry to have some legislation enacted that would guarantee and protect security officers and provide them basic standards in that regard as it relates to their fundamental rights at work.
Ms. Moore makes the point that the issue is not just about security firm G4S, which the union has had challenges with over the issue of pay in recent times. She says it's about protecting the rights of security officers.
The conference will be asked to reject the assertions made by employers in this particular sector or grouping that workers are adequately compensated for the long hours they work, that they are properly compensated on the basis of equal pay for work of equal value, that they are rostered sufficient hours to make a decent pay.
Meantime, it appears that proposed layoffs at the Arawak cement plant are not set in stone, and news is that the company is yet to have formal discussions with the Barbados Workers Union, and a meeting on the matter has now been set for Monday. Ms. Moore suggests that no moves can be made until there's discussion between the two sides.
We have a meeting, our first meeting on the issue that is scheduled for Monday coming. So maybe you would want to advise me on what I should know that I don't know. And I've chosen not to regard what I saw in the press as any final position because negotiations are yet to commence.
And a release from the company last week said that 40 employees are to be made redundant effective October 23rd under a comprehensive restructuring plan designed to save the operation from going under. Well, Barbadians should start receiving more accurate bills from the Barbados Water Authority soon. It comes with the launch of the authority's Smart Meter Business Transformation Project at the Courtyard by Marriott today. The mandate of the Barbados Water Authority has been to provide potable water services and wastewater treatment and disposal services across the island. But this has not always been possible due to several challenges. According to Minister of Water Resources, Dr. David Eswick, one of the biggest challenges for the authority has been a number of dysfunctional meters.
The introduction of this new technology utilizing smart meter approach when there are no moving parts will help us tremendously to resolve that issue of a large number of dysfunctional meters in the country, undermining the revenue capacity of the Barbados Water Authority.
This will soon be a thing of the past, however, with the launch of the Smart Meter Business Transformation Project. 100,000 residential customers will be placed on the smart meters, and about 25,000 have already been installed. Dr. Eswick says the introduction of a management information system will ensure that customers pay for only what they use while improving customer service.
That management information system involves a customer service ICT platform. It involves a financial information services platform. It involves an inventory management platform. It involves a work order management platform, all giving the Barbados Water Authority an integrated mechanism to be able to respond more efficiently from the point of service to the point of request for service for the delivery of service from the Barbados Water Authority in a more streamlined way and in ways that we would have never had in the past.
The project, which is being carried out by Canadian company Co-Water International Inc., was almost 4 years in the making, and it will cost about $69.7 million. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair spoke about the funding arrangements with Citibank for the multi-million-dollar project.
In February 2015, the approval of the Cabinet was sought and obtained for government to borrow $69.7 million from Citibank, 95% of which would be insured by way of an EDC non-honoring sovereign loan facility to facilitate this BWA smart meters project. It was agreed that the loan proceeds would be on lend to the BWA and that the BWA would service the loan. The borrowing was approved by both Houses of Parliament in March 2015.
Ministers Eswick and Sinclair received gifts from the Canadian government at the launch. Well, civil forfeit legislation is coming for the island, and that's the word from Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs Adriel Brathwaite. He agrees with the island's top cop that Barbados has to weaken the pockets of drug dealers, and he made the revelation on CBC TV8's news and current affairs program, The People's Business.
I do have the first draft of the new act in circulation. It's a pretty big act. It's about 160, 170 pages or so. Because going back to what the Commissioner of Police is saying in terms of we need to attack the money, it is our intention to use that piece of legislation to ensure that where someone who we suspect is the beneficiary of ill-gotten gains, and he or she is unable to prove to us the source of the income, that we are able to seize that.
And Acting Police Commissioner Tyrone Griffith says that cooperation from the public is needed in helping to solve criminal matters.
There are people in some of these challenged communities who get their light bills paid by some of these people. And so they are not prepared to come forward and give that evidence. But there are some who just saying it's not my business. It's not my business, so turn a blind eye. But we've seen where those same families have suffered as a result. Only very recently we've seen that. I'm sure that in that particular instance, that family would have felt as if they had done themselves an injustice by not coming forward when they first knew of those firearms being in the area.
Former Prime Minister Sir Lloyd Erskine Sandiford has given top marks to Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs Chris Sinclair. Sir Lloyd was speaking at the annual General Conference of the Democratic Labour Party over the weekend. Sir Lloyd told the delegates that he's happy with the measures Mr. Sinclair introduced and his overall performance. The former Prime Minister added that he has been doing a good job, but still has some way to go. Well, the Labour Department is seeking to expand the farm labour program to the Canadian province of Alberta. Chief Labour Officer Vincent Burnett says that the program has attracted thousands since its inception, and the new move will provide more employment opportunities for applicants. Mr. Burnett also shared details of some of the workforce educational programs offered by his department.
Well, the Canadian Farm Labour Program is a program that started just after independence. I think it was 1967. We have been sending persons to different provinces in Canada. The majority of them have gone to Ontario. We sent persons to Nova Scotia. At one point in time, we were able to send persons to Quebec. In recent time, we have gone into the province of Alberta. There is opportunity, from what we understand, out west, and our liaison service in Canada is trying to see how best they can get opportunities for us out west.
We'll have more news in just a moment, but first we want to get your take on this question. Do you believe the new smart meters will help to improve efficiency at the Barbados Water Authority? You can text yes or no to short code 8111 and we'll have the results for you at the end of our news.
Are you prepared this hurricane season? Have a 2-week supply of drinking water, dried and canned food, an updated first aid kit, and a battery-powered radio and flashlight. Place your ID card, driver's license, passport, insurance policies, and other important documents in a waterproof container on an elevated surface. Clean your surroundings. Trim trees and clear clogged gutters and drains. Store outdoor furniture and garbage cans inside. Fill your vehicle with fuel and know where your nearest hurricane shelter is located. Keep listening to your radio for advisories.
This season, be ready. Be hurricane ready.
When you need freedom to express yourself, there's nothing like the home you own. Let Scotiabank open the door for you with advice and payment options that match your budget. Visit us today. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
The summer parties are heating up, but Byco can cool you down with a great summer party special. A 4-liter Byco value pack, now only $34.99. Or grab the 1-liter size for just $11.99. So when the party gets hot, 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 cool down with Byco's summer party special. Available from participating retailers, Byco Mobilers, and the Byco Direct Outlet on Harbor Road.
The Barbados Defence Force Summer Camp has donated produce and a bench to the geriatric hospital. Speaking to the media this morning, the BDF's welfare officer Harriet Clark says the hospital was chosen since it is within the environs of the BDF. A small service was also held at the institution where students from that camp gathered singing songs to the elderly. Ms. Clark says the Defence Force is thinking of other ways to further assist the hospital.
We did have other ideas in terms of how to green the facility, and we could possibly continue the project into next year's camp.
A local branch of an international youth service organization has sought to ensure its members are trained in first aid. The eager participants, Junior Optimist Octagon International, were afforded hands-on experience in basic life-saving procedures during the Optimist Governors meeting with Barbados schools at the Savannah Hotel. Primary school children are alphas and secondary schools clubs are called Junior Optimist or Octagon clubs. Optimist Kim Welch says that the environment is also important, and the group over the past year has sought to play a part in helping to green Barbados through its Trees project.
We hear a lot about pollution, etc., and we know that that's impacting not only on us, but it's also impacting on the environment, marine life, etc. And we're trying to reverse that by planting more trees. We all learned in school that trees produce the oxygen which we breathe. But over the years, we have been cutting down more trees than we have been planting.
As persons continue coming to the church for assistance with social and domestic needs, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has responded. A number of groups from their churches, including the Pathfinders Club, marched through the streets of St. Michael with a message of hope. The march, which began in Bank Hall and ended in the Ivy, focused on domestic violence under the theme End It Now. Alicia Bentic, one of the organizers, says the march is an annual initiative, but this one was different.
We are making it a little personal. You know, before it gets out into the road, it has to start from somewhere. So it has to start within the home. So we are targeting the homes this evening. So we are focusing on things like anger management. We also want to empower the men to be better men. And we do recognize that there are good men in the society. So we just want to empower them and encourage them to do better at their particular roles as father, mentors, you know, husbands, and so on.
And still to come, we'll look at some of the stories making headlines across our region. But first, a reminder that we want to hear from you on this question. Do you believe the new smart meters will help to improve efficiency at the Barbados Water Authority? Text yes or no